And welcome back. Well, this is the debut novel from author Jenny Milchman. It's called The Cover of Snow. And so far, the reviews are great.
Yeah, Jenny joins us now live on the Morning Blend. And these are all quotes from best-selling authors. First, everything a great suspense novel should be. Another one says absorbing from start to finish. One simply says a terrific debut, which is huge. And those are some pretty great reviews, I would say. Congratulations to you on that.
Thanks for being here.
I know it hasn't been an easy road. You worked as a psychotherapist for 10 years, seeing patients, including group therapy. You've written a couple other novels before getting to this one, and that's the thing I think that we learn from a lot of authors. It's like, whoa, here's their debut novel and it's fantastic, but there have been other books, sometimes as in your case, along the way that haven't been published.
Yeah, I do think you're right that not many writers necessarily know that, and in the beginning I didn't always admit it because I thought I was lame. But yeah, I wrote actually 7 novels before my debut was picked up and the magic happened.
Good for you.
I think that persistence, though, is a great message to people who love to write and who want to be in your shoes, because now you're on your first tour, and this is a 7-month tour. How many miles?
This is a little bit of a crazy tour. We are on the road for 40,000 miles with our 2 children. I can say hi to Sophie and Caleb right now. They're probably watching in their hotel room. Yeah, 40,000 miles in 7 months on the road, and we're going bookstore to bookstore and library to library and school to school.
Good for you. It's truly a grassroots effort. Let's talk a little bit about Cover of Snow, because it's set in the snowy mountains, right? Where there's this woman, Nora, who wakes up to find her husband, who's a policeman, missing from their bed, and then minutes later discovers his body and discovers also that it was a suicide.
Exactly.
Then what happens?
You said it very well. And the story goes on from there, and it is set in a small Adirondack town. I hope I didn't bring the snow to Wisconsin. I think you guys get a lot of it on your own.
We do it on our own.
Yeah, you do it. And she has to unveil the secrets that a small town keeps. And I think that small towns sometimes are repositories of secrets. And Nora is somebody who never asked questions. She really skated over the surface of things with her husband. And in this story, she grows to be someone who can, dig at the surfaces of things and get down to the underneath. It kind of ties into the bullying, actually.
Yeah. And she meets a lot of resistance from friends and family and those people in her town.
Yeah, she does. There's a conspiracy in the town that she really goes up against.
Including her husband's mother, right? Is somebody who's also tends to be a secret keeper. What's the tie to bullying?
Well, when when they asked me what was the genesis of this novel, there are kind of 2 answers to that. And one is that I wanted to explore the question of what would make a good man do the worst possible thing he could to his wife. But the other thing is that when I was 8 years old, I had a babysitter who was bullied and really tormented. And he came to me one night when he was sitting and told me that that night he planned to kill himself. And he asked me to keep the secret. And I wrestled with it all night until my mom came back and checked on me, and then I did eventually tell her, and she called his mother and they found him, and he had either taken pills out of the medicine cabinet or certainly on that path. And, I just thought it was an interesting tie-in that when secrets are kept, bad things happen.
Yeah, it's an important message to share in the underlying of a novel. How do you bring in your psychoanalyst background, having worked doing that for 10 years, into your writing? I can imagine with this topic particularly, you would have some insights.
Yeah, so I started out as a psychiatric emergency worker, and we certainly had lots of calls from people who are considering suicide, and I think it does come into play a lot. There were scary experiences at the hospital where I worked. Did a group therapy session, and the patient pulled out a gun and said that she was going to kill herself in the midst of therapy. And I think that living on the edge as a psychotherapist definitely played into writing crime fiction and suspense.
Yeah, I would think that from your couch there, you get a lot of good material to write a lot of good books about. Seriously,
and there's confidentiality and all that. But the writer, it goes deep inside and comes out in unexpected ways.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and you founded, which I didn't realize, this Take Your Child to a Bookstore Day.
I did. So for the past 3 summers, we've done mini versions of this crazy 40,000-mile odyssey and visited bookstores all across the country. I think bookstores and children are magic. I think when I see my kids walk in and the bookseller says hello to them and they can find a treasure on a shelf and take it home, it's just pure magic. And so Take Your Child to a Bookstore Day is celebrated the first Saturday of December to kind of encourage families into bookstores for their holiday gift giving and
That's great.
Who do you hope will pick up your book and read it or come out to your book signing, which we'll give that information in a second?
I mean, any reader, really.
Okay.
This Odyssey is about meeting readers, and it took me 15 years to find all of you, and I am so thrilled to be able to do that. I would just love to meet you in person.
That's
I think
great.
that's great.
Well,
Yeah.
people can do that coming up on the 5th at 7 p.m. at Mystery One Bookstore right on Prospect Avenue here in Milwaukee. You can get the book, The Cover of Snow by Jenny Milchman there, have her sign it, talk to her, even about your own journey of becoming an author. She wants to meet you.
Absolutely.
Thanks
That's
for being here.
tomorrow. Yeah, that's fantastic. Nice to have you on the show.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.